What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the prominent highs and lows you should be looking for to get swept before expecting a reversal. Okay, I feel like so many people get it wrong and they're just looking at random highs and lows that get swept, and then they're catching some setups, but it's not as consistent as waiting for this specific model, specific highs and lows that I do consistently. And I'm going to be going over the trades that I ended up taking today. Well, I ended up taking one trade today and one trade yesterday. Both were ended up winners. And I'm going to go over why I ended up taking that trade and why I expected a sweep there and why it made sense to take that trade. Okay, so when coming into the market, you always want to look for setups that look like this. Okay, this is the main thing you're going to be looking for. I feel like, hold on, let me move this over here a little bit better so it looks a little bit more clear. I feel like when you're looking at this right here, it's so much clearer to understand price action when you look at it in this standpoint, and it actually looks like this in live time. There's been many examples that look like this in live time, and this is what you should base most of your trades off of. This is how most of your trades should look like. So in a bullish standpoint, you always want to be longing in a discount, okay? And in a bearish standpoint, you always want to be shorting in a premium. Okay, so for example, if we're long here, this is the bullish example, and I'm gonna actually put it side by side, and this is a bearish standpoint over here. Okay, so I want you guys to be able to understand bullish standpoint and bearish standpoint and the difference. So in a bullish standpoint, you always want to have a range and you want to have a sweep of sell side within that range. So what specific range we're talking about? Equilibrium. So if you look at the fib settings right here, this is the fib tool right here. So if you grab this and you extend it, your fib tool probably looks a little bit different, but if you double click, these are my fib settings. Okay, you can copy them, pause the video, and boom. Okay, so when we're looking at a longing or bullish opportunity, you want price to come into a discount and tap into a higher time frame imbalance here. Okay, you're busy. Okay, your buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, and SIBI is sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Okay, once we tap into this BISI, into this bullish for value gap, again, and then we get a reaction and we get a random for value gap, people are just automatically thinking that's a long. Get a reaction of for value gap, oh, break of structure, blah blah blah, I'm entering, and little do they know, and they don't understand why they get stopped out, and then the market goes in their favor, and they're like, yo, but what's going on? Why didn't it work? Why I got stopped out? It's so unlucky, this market, blah blah blah, and they keep making all these excuses. When in reality, they need to wait, and they're just not patient enough. They're not as patient enough as they should be. So when you're in here, you always either want to see a low over here, so it looks a little bit like this kind of. You want to have a low already formed within here, something like this right here, and this will be your sell side like this, and you want price to sweep it and then create an inversion, and then we go higher. Obviously this structure will not look like this. The structure will look a little bit different. It will look something like this, right? We'll have like little intermediate term highs, equal highs, relative equal highs, whatever, and it'll look something like this, and then your inversion, boom, what happened here, okay, and then you'll long, whatever. Okay, but this is where you're gonna see the most of the reaction, the highest probability reaction. This is the highest probability market structure shifts. Okay, and the highest probability where you're gonna get this type of setup and where you're gonna get the reversal, right? If you're looking at today's trade here, let's go in the hourly time frame. Okay, as you can tell, this is 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Let's just go to 10 a.m. before we got the, or actually let's just go at 9 a.m. Cool. As you can see, what type of structure do we have here? Bullish or bearish? Again, pretty obvious bearish structure, okay? If you grab the range of the high to the low, you want price to come into where? This premium, right over here, okay? This SIBI. This is where things get really interesting, and this is where you actually, and this opens your eyes here. So again, now what do we have here? We have a high, a low, a higher high to a lower low. Okay, perfect. And this is what considered your bearish breaker right there. Okay, now let's draw that out. This is your bearish breaker right here. We're gonna extend this out all the way over here. Now there's a few hints in the market, right? Like I'm just gonna give you guys this little hint. How do you know there's a higher probability for us to go into this premium and go back down. You look at this. See how we close below this low right here? Higher probability internal to external model. Again, that's a little key tip right there, but I'm going to make another video on what are high probabilities internal to external and so on and so forth. And yeah, again, but a nice little close below gave me a little bit of a hint, and I'm telling you guys this as well. But there it is. We get a close below the low, so it's higher probability. We're going to tap into this and get a continuation move lower. Now let's take a look at the lower time frame, see what's going on here. So as you can see, what do we have above us? Do we have high resistance liquidity above us or low resistance liquidity? We have low resistance liquidity. Why? Because this high failed to take out this high failed to take out this high, and this high failed to take out this high. So this is what I called low resistance liquidity, right? Do I ever want to short when I have this above me? Never. I don't ever want to short when I have that above me. I always want to see all of these get taken out first, and then I can look for a reversal. So again, I'm not looking for longs here. Again, I'm bearish. There's an hourly gap above me. We have a close below. Again, in order for me to be bullish, I need this gap to get invalidated. And then I would need, again, probably a new range. And then it'd come down here. And then I would grab this entire range, something like this, right? And then I can look for some longs. I'll wait for a discount, so on and so forth, right? It'll have to look something like that, right? But for now, we're going to talk about the bearish example. Okay, so now I want to see, I want to see all this buy side get swept. So there it is. Let's see it. Boom. Buy side liquidity gets swept here. And again, where is this happening? Inside of this breaker, inside of this higher time frame imbalance, and inside of this premium fair value gap, right? So now what am I looking for next? Again, I got my sweep, I got my breaker, I got my higher time PD rate, and I got it all inside of a premium, right? So now what do I want to see? I want to see short, right? I want to see an inversion. Again, what do I have? I have a 1 minute fair value gap. Do I have a 2 minute? Yes. Do I have a 3 minute? Yes. Do I have a 4 minute? No. So the highest time frame inversion here is a 3 minute right there. Boom. So I'm waiting for that to inverse. As you can see, it inverses right there. So that's where I'm going to take my two shorts. I'm going to take my shorts. I'm going to go a lower time frame to look for my stop. So wait, let's see, it closes right there. So I'm going to put my stop loss at the high here. So far we have, this could be your break even. I personally was more confident. I put my break even down here as long as a partial. I partialed another contract right here, and my last contract was right here. Is it intermediate term low, and this is my sell side. Why am I looking for this intermediate term low and sell side to partial? Why do I not let it just run? The reason is because these are key levels again, and also another reason why I took is because we form SMT, and I'll show you guys a little bit more, but let's go right here. So I had 4 cons. So as you can tell right here was my first partial, and then that was my next partial, and then I had right here another partial waiting, but that was, oops, I ended up closing 2 by accident. That was my next partial because we had SMT, and then I ended up trailing my last contract until here, and then I got stopped out right here for break even. And then as you can see, what did price do? When I shorted all the way over here, stop at this low, again 1 to 2 RR, almost 3 RR, and I would have gone stopped at break even. So that's the reason why. And we wait. As you can see, I would have ended up getting stopped out. So this is the reason why I take out at these prominent levels, right? Because these are key levels, and this ended up getting SMT'd right here. So I'll show you guys the SMT. Let's go over here. As you take a look right over here, this low right here, this low is this low on, again, this low on ES is this low on Q. As you can see, it gets taken right over here, and that's over here, right? So we formed that SMT right there, right? As you can see, this is higher here, and this is actually straight here, right? We got a higher low, and we ended up having a lower low down here. Pretty simple, okay? That is example number 1, okay? Now let's go to example number 2. All right, so this is another beautiful example here. Pretty simple. What do we have on the daily time frame? We have, again, and I executed this as well yesterday, we have a daily SIBI, a daily BPR here, right here on the daily time frame. So I'm going to be bearish. Okay, let's look at the 4 hour. What do we have on the 4 hour? Well, we swept buy side liquidity here on the 4 hour over here. And as you can see, that's right over here on ES. Boom. What else do we have? Okay, let's go into hourly. Beautiful. Now what do we have? Oh, a clean range. Once again, what am I looking for before shorts? I want to see this again. And what do we have here? We are coming out of a BPR. We're tapping into this high, low, high, high. We have a breaker here. Tap into the breaker. Again, inside of this daily BPR, we tap into the breaker, we fall. And what do we have here? A new range. What do we have inside of this? Let me actually move this a little bit over so you guys can see a little bit more clearly. We have this hourly SIBI, right? So higher time frame. Let me actually put this a different color. Higher time frame SIBI. Boom. All right, and now what do we have? A high inside of premium, right? And what do we have? A premium fair value gap as well. Buy side gets taken. Now what am I looking for? I'm gonna go on the 5-minute time frame, 15-minute. What do we have here? Well, the 15-minute didn't inverse yet, right? But the daily profile of the day, what do we have here? All of this is considered what? A low resistance liquidity again, right? This low failed to take out this low, this low failed to take out this low, this low failed to take out this low, so on and so forth, all the way down here, right? So this is considered your low resistance liquidity run again, okay? So what am I looking for? Again, and the daily profile of the day, this was a little bit of more of a harder trade. It wasn't A+, that's for sure, right? But again, I had a lot of conviction because the daily profile of the day was New York, a reversal. What did market do at open here? Well, market opened right here. Right here. So we're going to do this open right here. We're going to mark out 9:30 open. Okay. And again, what did we do? We get a 5-minute close below. What do we have here again? We have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high to a lower low. What is this? Your breaker. Okay, so let's mark that out. Your breaker right here. Let's take a look inside. Again, the drawn liquidity on this trade is lower. So again, the daily profile is bearish. So I'm going to target this low down here. What do I want? Equilibrium. What do I have here? A 5-minute fair value gap. SIBI. Okay. What else do I have here? Again, 5-minute SIBI is holding. We have a breaker. We have equilibrium. Again, and a lot of you are probably saying, how, like, why are you looking for shorts if the 15-minute never inversed? Well, I could not look for longs either on this trade yet until what? Until what does the, again, I'm not going to look for longs. I saw a lot of people yesterday literally take this long here and they got crushed. And to me, it didn't make sense. And why does it not make sense? Because, yes, we are coming out of 15-minute structure. Yes, all this is good. But where is the range here? Where is the range for longs? Where you need a sweep and everything. Are you going to say this? You're going to base your range off of this? You know what I mean? It doesn't look that clear. When you look at this, though, again, what would determine a range? Again, if we had this move up higher here, then I would have a potential range, right? Maybe I can grab it from here, something like this, right? Let's look at this example. And now what do we have here? And then again, it would have to look something like this every single time, guys, right? And now what would we have here? A low, a high, a lower low, higher high. And what are you looking for? Price to come down here. And then what? Maybe we have an SMT with this low, something like this. And then what are we tapping into? This breaker over here, right? Breaker, something like this, right? If you look at it, it will look something like this, right? So then again, you wait for an inversion and you go for long, right? Because now you have a range, right? But none of that is happening yet. So therefore, that's why I didn't take a long and I remain bearish, okay? So again, what do I want to see here? What do I want to see? Well, I want to see price give me a sweep of buy side liquidity. I'm gonna get more in depth in that, but I just want you guys to notice which highs and lows need to get swept before getting that reversal. Okay, that is the main point of this video. Okay, and as you can tell, this high is inside of a premium, it gets swept, and then we get the reversal, right? And I'm just breaking it down even further for you guys, right? So you guys can kind of get a little bit more of a basis here. Again, so what do we have here? We get the displacement, and now what do we have? Another range and another condition. So what do I want to see happen again? Well, I want to see another sweep here. And what do we get here on ES? What do we have? We have on NQ, we have what? A high, a low, to a higher high. On ES, we have high, low, lower high, right? So that is what? A bearish SMT. And what is happening here? We have, again, pay attention to this because I will make a video on this as well, which I'm going to be talking about time-based premium and discount as well. Not just ranges, but there's also a time-based premium and discount, right? Which I'm going to go way more in depth on. Okay, and time-based premium and discount is where anything in a bearish market structure, anything above the opening price is a selling opportunity. And where do we form that SMT? Right inside of that opening price, right? So what did price do? Again, and all of this is happening while this 5 minute is still being respected. This 5 minute bearish for value gap is still being respected. So what do I want to see? This inversion. And there it is. I'm going to take a short here, put my stop at the high. Again, if you're in 150K, you'll risk 2 cons. You'll go break even here. Again, and you're TPing where? At the lows down here. Okay, let's take a look at this. Boom. Okay, beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. For me, I didn't write it to that low. I only wrote it up until London session low because that was my low hanging fruit for the day, and that's all I wanted. I only wanted London session low, and boom, that's what I targeted right there. So for me, my execution was right around here. And this was a nice little 1 to 2.5 RR. And again, as always, just to show you guys that this isn't hindsight. This is actually the trades that I'm taking today. As you can tell, I put what's up everyone, had an amazing trading day, and put my conferences, took the short, and yeah. And then this was the second example I showed you guys where I took the short and I targeted London session low. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have questions, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. And as always, my free Discord is in the description below as well. Feel free to join and join up on the charting sessions. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.